Welcome students. I hope you have all listening the YouTube classes. Previous session we learned reproduction and modification in plants. In this class, continuation of this lesson, reproduction and modification in plants. Recap of reproduction and modification in plants. Previous session we have seen sexual reproduction, parts of flower, male and female parts of the flower and their parts. Next, types of flowers, flower to fruit, pollination, differences between self and cross pollination and fertilization. In this class we have to see asexual reproduction. Shall we move on to the lesson? Learn for today asexual reproduction, vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation, spore, formation, modification of plant parts and modification of root. Next, plant modification, mechanical support, modification of stem, underground modification. In this class we discuss about these titles. Asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction in plants are that involves the reproductive structures are flowers and fruits. These are the important for plants to develop their young one. Two parents are involved in sexual reproduction. Third one, fusion of male and female gametes. Male gametes and female gametes are important here. Male gametes and female gametes are the two parents involved. Male gametes are pollen grains and female gametes are ovules. The gametes found are flowers. So these steps are important. First, reproductive structures are flowers and fruits. Next, two parents are involved in this reproduction. Male and female gametes. Male gametes are pollen grain and female gametes are ovule. Female and male gametes to produce flowers. Earlier, we saw that plants reproduce not only from seeds but the other process as well. The production of new plant without the involvement of pollination and fertilization is known as asexual reproduction. Already we know that we saw in our previous class what is pollination and fertilization. So, the production of new plants without the involvement of pollination and fertilization is known as asexual reproduction. Here, see this example. Germination of pollen on stigma. Here, pollen grain. The top of the 2 points are pollen grain. Already we know that the pollen grains are male gametes. Yes, these are male gametes. Next one, female gametes are come to the down, ovary. In ovary, the ovules are here. Ovules are female gametes. So, pollen grain and ovules are important. Male gametes and female gametes are important in the asexual reproduction. Let us know the types of asexual reproduction. Types of asexual reproduction. There are 4 types of asexual reproduction here. First one, vegetative propagation. Second, budding. Third, fragmentation. And fourth, spore formation. Shall we see briefly? Vegetative propagation. In vegetative propagation, vegetative parts of the plants such as root, stem and leaves can help to propagate the plant. Using plant cutting to reproduce plants from existing plants. For example, in potato, shoot arise from ices. And also the example of vegetative propagation is sugarcane and yam. In sugarcane and also yam are also grown like this. The shoots arise from the ice. So vegetative parts of the plant such as root, stem and leaves. These parts are important for vegetative propagation. Root, stem and leaves can help to propagate the plant. See this picture. These are the examples of vegetative propagation. In vegetative propagation, shoot arise from ice. Next, budding. When we go to a bakery, we see many types of cakes and breads. Do you all like cakes and breads? Isn't it? Yes. These are very soft or hard? Yes, these are very soft in nature. How we can soft in nature? Yes, this is due to the presence of yeast. Yeast is very important here. Then only the cakes and breads is come to soft. So single yeast undergoes asymmetric division. It produces a small producence which gradually grows and detaches from the parent cell. This process is called budding. Here, see this picture. Mature yeast cell comes to center part is nucleus. Next, this whole is vacuole. So, mature yeast cell come to the budding and nucleus divides itself too, and then last daughter cell come out. Next one, fragmentation. See this picture. This is Spirochaera. This is a type of algae. In a pond, we see so many algae. Spirochaera is a filamentous algae. When it's mature, the filament divides in two pieces. Each fragment or pieces of a filament will go into a new filament or individual. Likewise, Spirochaera produces so many young ones, and this process is known as fragmentation. Always, Spirochaera produces so many young ones on this process. Each filament cut into pieces. Second one, spore formation. What do you mean by unfavorable conditions? Scarcity of water, high temperature, nutrient deficiency in soil, etc. are unfavorable conditions. Yes, during these conditions, non-flowering plants like algae, fungi, moss and ferns produces spores. They germinate into a new plant when favorable conditions are turns. Here, see this picture. What is this? Yes, this is mushroom. The spores is come out when the spores, that is gamete, produce spore. They germinate into a new plant when the favorable conditions are returns. Modification of plant parts. Some plants can modify their stem, root and leaves. These parts of stem, root and leaves excess food store in form of carbohydrates like carrot, beetroot, turnip and turmeric, ginger, etc. In this lesson, let us study about the modification of root, stem and leaves. First we will see modification of root. Modification of root. Look at a radish, turnip, beetroot, and carrot. They all grow under the soil. Isn't it, children? They all grown under the soil. As soon as you pluck it from the ground, if you wash them gently, you will notice small roots dangling from their surface. All these vegetables are in fact roots of the plant. Instead of thin cylinder roots, in case of such plants, the roots have become a place to store the food produced by them. Excess food stored in form the carbohydrate in the root of the plant. Carrot, turnip, radish, beetroot are the modification of root. The example of modification of root. First picture, carrot. The carrot shape is conical. Second, radish. Radish shape is spindle. Next one, turnip and beetroot are the shape of top. Shapes may be changed, but the food storage of carbohydrates in root. Mechanical support of root. Look at a banyan tree. It is very huge, isn't it? Yes, the banyan tree is very large and huge. It turns to have many trunks supporting it. However, many of them are actually roots. As the banyan tree is large and huge, it needs support, not a tilt and fall down. Many plants require such additional support. Such plants develop roots on their aerial parts of provide mechanical support. Here, these roots grow downward and act as supportive organs. There are three types of modified roots for support. First, stilt root. Second, prop root. Third one, climbing root. The example of stilt root is sugarcane and maize. Adventitious roots arise from the nodes in culture at the base of the stem. Second one, prop roots. Roots are modified to provide mechanical support as seen in banyan tree. These roots grow vertically from horizontal branches of a tree. Third one, climbing roots. The climbing roots are example is beetle and black pepper are the example of climbing root. Nodes are internodes bare roots which help in climbing. Next, modification of stems. Can you guess what is common between ginger, onion and potatoes? All three are stems. But some plants have their stems modified for storing food and for vegetative propagation. Modified stem may be aerial, subaerial or underground stems. Here, aerial modification. Aerial modification, the example is cactus. In dry climate, conserving water is challenge. Water evaporates from the surface. If the surface area is large, evaporation would be more. So, if the surface area is smaller, the evaporation will be less. Plants with many leaves have more surface area. Cactus, for example, cactus hence has a thick stem and does most of the food production through photosynthesis, and leaves are reduced to small spines with less surface area. Subaerial modification. There are 4 subaerial modification are here. First one, runner. Second one, stolen. Third one, sucker. Fourth one, offset. First, runner. The stem grows laterally on the surface of the soil, breaks up to produce roots. Where it touches the ground, to give rise to new plant. This is example to runner. Vallare is the example of subaerial modification in runner go. Second one, stolon. Stolon is a slender branch of the stem that grows upwards to some distance and then bends towards the ground. Upon touching the ground, it gives rise to a new plant. Example for stolon is strawberry. Next one, sucker. Sucker is a short and weak lateral branch that grows diagonally upwards and directly gives rise to a new shoot. Example of sucker is chrysanthemum. Fourth one, offset. An offset is a short and thick branch that arises from the axial part of a leaf. It has thick internodes. It produces a tuft of leaves and cluster of small roots below. Next one, underground modification of stem. There are 4 underground modification of stem: rhizome, corm, bulb, tuber. These are the underground modification of stem. First one, rhizome. It is an underground thick stem with nodes and internodes with scale leaves at a node. It grows horizontally and has an irregular shape. Rhizome have buds. If give rise to new stem and leaves. For example, ginger and turmeric is an example of rhizome. Second one, corm. This underground stem is ground in shape and flat at the top and bottom. It is a condensed form of rhizome and bears one or more buds in the axial of scale leaves. Daughter plants arise from their buds. Next, bulb. It is a condensed stem which is disc-like and storage food in the fleshy leaves. The bulb has 2 types of leaves. First one, fleshy leaves and scaly leaves. The upper part of the stem has a terminal bud and it is covered by many scaly leaves. The inner fleshy leaves store food as seen in garlic and onion. Garlic and onion is the example of bulb underground modification of stem. Next one, last, tuber. It is an enlarged spherical underground stem that stores food. It has many dormant buds on its surface known as eyes. If we plant a part of tuber with the bud, it grows into a new plant. For example, potato. Potato is example of tuber underground modification of stem. Last one, modification of leaf. Plants have changed themselves to adapt to the environment they grow. One of them is the modification of leaves. Leaves of several plants get modified into different form based on the purpose and environment. There are 4 types of modification of leaf. First one, spines. Second, tendrils. Third, pilode, and fourth one, traps. First one, spin. Leaves are reduced to spin and the stem is modified into green succulent part to perform photosynthesis. Second one, tendril. In climbers, the leaf of plant would be modified into elongated structure to help the plants climb efficiently. Next one, pilode. Pilode in acacia to form leaf-like structure. They carry out a function of leaf. And last, traps. Plants that grow in nitrogen deficiency place adapt themselves well to get it. In Nepenthes, the leaves are modified into a flask-like structure, which is used to attack insects and other tiny animals. Already we studied your lower classes about Nepenthes. The inner wall of the leaf secret digestive enzymes that help to digest the insects and extract the nitrogen needed for the plant. For example, Nepenthes is an example of traps modification of leaf. Plant modification here. There are three types of plant modification. First one, modification of root. Second, modification of stem. And third, modification of leaf. The modification of roots are storage of food, mechanical support, gaseous exchange, and sucking root. The modification of stem is aerial modified, subaerial modified, and underground stem. Next one, modification of leaf. Spines, tendrils, payload, and traps. These are the plant modification. Thank you, children. We'll meet